Hi everybody, Rob here again. As you would have seen in one of my other videos, I discussed how to measure and how to size objects within your drawings to make them look realistic so that they fit in with each other. And today I'm going to show you a tool you may or may not be familiar with. I've seen it on a few videos, but you won't find it unless you specifically go and search for that tool, and that is the proportional divider. You can also use dividers that you get in a normal math set, or a compass that you can use that you get in a normal math set as well, only if you're drawing 1-to-1. In other words, if you're drawing at full size. With a proportional divider, you've got two tools in one. You can enlarge a drawing from your reference photo, or you can make a drawing smaller from your reference photo. In this video I'll discuss how it works. This is the first and the introduction to the tool, and in the second video I will demonstrate how to actually use the tool. So let's get going. This is the divider I use. However, there are many others on the market, and I'll show you some examples of those now. So here we have one that is more accurate. It's got sharper points on it, which is great, and they are quite cheap. These are the plastic ones. Mine's also plastic. They're reasonably cheap. There's a nice brass one. Watch out, if you drop it on your foot, you're gonna bleed. Okay, they're quite expensive and not necessary. The plastic ones work exactly the same. Here's a range now, you can see from small to large, but these are metal ones as well that can also hurt you. What does it do? It's got two ends, and in the center it has a adjustable screw. Now if you take the screw, if you loosen the screw, you can move it up and down the divider. Let's move it to the front section so that I can exaggerate what it actually does and how it is two tools in one. Right, so if you look at that end there you can see it. Look how small that side is compared to how big it is on the other side. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but there you go. So small side, large side. So if I were to take this bottle, there it is there, and I'll measure it with the small side, what happens on the other end? I can't even get it on the screen. That's how wide, that's how much it's enlarged the bottle. If on the other hand I take the same bottle and I measure it with the large side, like so, and I go to that side, look how it's reduced the size of the bottle. So depending on the size of your paper, you can adjust this device to fit nicely on your paper, whatever reference drawing you are using, and you can scale it up or scale it down. Or if you want to draw 1-to-1, you put it right in the middle. Just make sure the two ends line up 100% here, and you'll check and see that you're getting the same measurement each side. This one's it's still not 1-to-1. It's still enlarging on this side. So usually we would measure something on the screen or on our reference photograph using the small side, and we'll make it bigger on the page, or we will use the big side and make it smaller on the page, as you can see quite clearly there. And this is how it works. But I found another use for it as well. If I tilt my head, I can actually use this to get the angle of the tilt, which I can then transfer to the paper, and I can get the correct angle. Now, so that's how it works. Great. So what does it do? Well, basically it helps you to get proportions in the right place, and it is especially good when you are doing portraits and you are measuring people's faces and you want to know how far the eye is from the mouth, where the nose is, etc. This will guarantee you that you will get a decent drawing at the end of the day. And that I can assure you, I could never draw portraits or faces of any kind until I came across this tool. This tool has helped me no end, and I've seen it in a few art tutorials, but in general the art tutorials you're going to come across, painting tutorials, and that are not even going to mention this tool. If you go and search for proportional divider, you will find all the tutorials on this tool. They are out there, but if you don't know about it, you won't go and look for them. Okay, so you don't have to wing it anymore. You don't have to learn all those fancy grid methods, sight size methods, tracing, projectors, none of that, because this works for everything, from portraits to still life, to animals, to landscapes. Anything you want to measure, you can measure with this device. And in the next tutorial, I will show you how I do that. And I've transferred a number of drawings onto paper and canvas using this very Derwent divider here that I've got in my hand. So give it a try, experiment, but I urge you to go out there and research a bit more about this tool, because it's far overlooked and people don't often come across it unless they search particularly for this actual tool. So good luck. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing you the next installment shortly. Thank you.